After years of anticipation, Naoya Inoue versus MJ Akhmadaliev is finally on the horizon. For a time, speculation persisted, with some observers, including MJ's promoter, Eddie Hearn, accusing the Japanese superstar of deliberately avoiding the dangerous Uzbek southpaw. Others scoffed at the notion, convinced that Inoue's relentless dominance would be far too much for Akhmadaliev to handle. But now, the story has changed. After hitting the canvas in 2 of his last 3 fights, Inoue no longer looks invincible. The aura of the monster has cracked, and MJ is ready to pounce. So who is MJ Akhmadaliev, and does he have a shot against the man considered the best boxer on the planet? With a record of 13 wins, 1 loss, and 10 knockouts, MJ brings a solid amateur dossier into the pro ranks, including a bronze medal from the 2016 Olympics. Standing at 5 feet, 5.5 inches tall, the southpaw MJ is adept at maintaining range, which is his main line of defense. He's also adept at turning his opponents. However, against lower-level opposition, Akhmadaliev tends to be aggressive, usually stopping his opponents. MJ can throw every punch in the book, with his left hand proving his main weapon. He can also string combos together seamlessly, and if you like body shots, Akhmadaliev has a decent left downstairs. He's a well-rounded fighter. With only 7 pro fights, MJ stepped in against 122-pound titleist Daniel Roman. It was a close affair, but MJ proved too sharp, firing off quick punches, whether at long or short range. Equally impressive was Akhmadaliev's stamina. Despite possessing less than 10 pro bouts, MJ managed to make the best of the 12 rounds and won a close decision. Another plus is that Joel Diaz trains Akhmadaliev. Diaz also trained Ramon Cardenas, Naoya Inoue's last opponent, a man who managed to drop the Japanese sensation. At this point, it's safe to say that MJ is a superior boxer than Cardenas. So will Diaz, who's now had a closer look at Inoue, devise an ever better plan? Let's also keep in mind that despite their difference in pro experience, Akhmadaliev, at 30 years old, is 2 years younger than Inoue, and thus still in his prime. MJ enters this fight with many tools at his disposal, but will they be enough against a force of nature like Inoue? At 122 pounds, Inoue is competing in his 4th weight division. As such, he's begun to look human. Luis Neri and Cardenas managed to drop him early. Moreover, Inoue can no longer blow out opponents within 2 or 3 rounds like he did in previous divisions. This was seen in the Tapales and Doheny bouts, fights in which Inoue had to tenderize his opponents before scoring the stoppages. Because of the reduced power, Inoue now faces fighters who take more chances against him, and he's been hit more than usual. However, the counter to this is that Inoue continues to score stoppages and hasn't gone the distance since 2019. That last 12-rounder was against Nonito Donaire. Moreover, although Inoue gets dropped early, he quickly makes adjustments and dominates opponents before stopping them. And if MJ's expecting his southpaw stance to provide him an advantage, he should know that Inoue has fought plenty of lefties in his career, and he's stopped them all. The big problem for Akhmadaliev against Inoue is the speed factor. In MJ's only loss against Marlon Tapales, the Uzbek was unable to escape his opponent's left hands. The speed appeared to freeze him. Something similar occurred against the unheralded Jose Velasquez. These situations appear to have occurred due to Akhmadaliev's over-reliance on his footwork for defense. If he fails to read the punch in time, his head is lined up for the shot. This will prove dangerous against Inoue, who is still one of the fastest boxers in the world. Another factor against MJ is that his best win was a highly competitive bout against Roman. Roman and Inoue are very similar fighters in that they're both patient operators who like to box behind a classic stance and fire straight shots before committing to hooks and uppercuts. The differences are that Roman is a little better technically than Inoue, but the Japanese possesses quicker hands, much more power. So the table is set. 2 elite fighters, 2 contrasting styles, 1 unmissable collision. Inoue, the monster, may be showing cracks, but even a cracked blade can still cut through stone. He's the rare fighter who combines blinding speed, surgical precision, and savage intent. He's been tested, dropped, and doubted, but never defeated. On the other side stands Murodjon Akhmadaliev, a disciplined technician with power in both fists and something to prove. A fighter who's long been underestimated, overshadowed, and ignored. Guided by a trainer who's already felt Inoue's wrath and may have uncovered a blueprint to beat him, MJ doesn't step in as prey. He steps in as a predator. This is more than just a fight. This is a moment of truth. Can Akhmadaliev shock the world and expose a new era in the super bantamweight division? Or will Inoue rise from the canvas once again, make his adjustments, and remind us all why he's called the monster? History awaits. Let the fireworks begin. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button and subscribe for more boxing content. Check out our Canelo versus Crawford videos as well as the best of 2024.